the winner for Fragrance Idol 2012 for this year is going to be Coach Rob. Congratulations to you, Coach Rob. Coach wins.
Coach Rob, 619. I've been looking at this guy's channel here for a couple weeks here. And I said put your name on here too, using it correctly. Sorry about that. Coach Rob 619. Subscribe to this guy. This guy is very blunt. He's making an impact in the fragrance community. And I'm supporting this guy. This guy's really good. This guy's a really good guy. He's doing his thing. And to shout you out. If you're a subscriber of mine, go look at his channel. Check and see how he's developing as a reviewer. Check out and see how he's been reviewing his fragrances. And just go check him out. You can't hurt to check a different person's aspect of view or perspective of fragrances and things of that nature. He has a thing called This or that type of thing, or Believe the Hype, that type of thing. Those two types of series for fragrances, and he's very creative. And shout out to you, man. Do your thing.
First off, shout out to my boy Coach Ross, one of my new favorite viewer. It's like family to me, you know what I'm saying? Great guy. I met him a little bit, got to the fragrance before I did, the Versace Big 6, and, I was going to do it, big into it, man, big into it, so shout out to him, go check his channel out, he has like a very good idea for like, me, I told you before, I don't buy stuff, I don't care if it's huge, small, it's good, it's not, I don't care how much it's fragrance, sales. So, yeah, huge shout out to Coach Rob.
So, Coach Rob yesterday uploaded a video talking about Accent State and that it smells like some fragrances that he came across. So basically, I want to thank Coach Rob for making that video. It kind of gave me an inspiration making this video because I actually used to be into the ag state before I started buying fragrances. When I was younger, I couldn't afford them, so I tended to buy lots and lots of Axe products.
Another review I've seen from Coach Rob, which is a new review. He's a new reviewer to me. He had a good video about it as well, where we saying that we should focus more on the perfumers instead of the perfume house, and I think that's also another great point to bring to discussion as well.
Anyway, I'm excited about this one. I have to give a shout out to Coach Rob 619 because he was talking about this. I got my bottle of Fragcomm. I'm going to give you initial impressions of it.
Special shout out to Coach Rob 619.
Coach Rob, what's up? This is your boy 6 and Chris out here in Vegas. I just want to say thank you for the URL and the intense review. I was able to track it down finally. I'm like, everywhere. In the Bay Area, I went to the door for a store and I picked up brand new today. Picked up. Going it big, try these things out. See how everybody's level. It wasn't pricey, regular price. So we're gonna see. I smell this, smells really good. Glad I got these purchases. Thanks for the help, thanks for the great reviews. What's up, this is me here with the fragrance review. Hey, man, I'll start the review. We'll just give a shout out to Coach Rob. Let's see you down. Coach Rob, thanks for the great review.
Alright guys, that's all I had to say. Thanks a lot, Coach Rob, for bringing this hygiene thing up. And hey guys, if somebody else has got some super cool tips, drop them.
No, this is just a response back to Coach Rob, with the video. And that's really a shout out to like Gentlemen and Coach Rob for really putting some stuff out there that encouraging me not to go with the status quo. And, you know, I call myself a veteran, or somebody's called me a veteran, but, you know, I really looked up to the rookies.
There was a recent blind buy I got in today, and I bought it because of Coach Rob's review. He spoke pretty highly of this, and so I trust his nose. So I bought it. Came in the mail today. It's called Towels in Heaven.
Go with Bergamoto Marino. Bergamoto Marino, a great underrated fragrance for the summer. I know my man Coach Rob was talking about this Bergamoto Marino. So
Coach Rob, if you're watching this video, break into your house. I'm going to go to San Diego, find your ass, and break into your house, in your style, steal your resin bust.
What's up, guys? Coach Rob 619 here. This is my first official fragrance review video. See my rant video in the main spot thread. I mentioned there that I would get in the game and start reviewing these fragrances. So today I'm officially start off with my first fragrance. Bear with me, you know, I am I'm a beginner at this fragrance thing. In my videos, what can you expect? Well, I won't break down every note. I don't know enough about fragrances at this point to tell you what sage smells like, or lily of the valley, or white pepper or pink pepper. I don't know what those smell like. I wouldn't know how to describe what those smell like. For example, the fragrance that I'm reviewing today has French blonde pipe tobacco in it as an ingredient. I have no clue of how to describe that. So I won't even try. I'll try to give you an example of, for instance, I'll tell you it smells like black licorice. I think pretty much everybody's familiar with black licorice and how it smells. So to me, that'd be a better descriptive, word to use versus French sage. So that's how my video will go. For one, I'll break down how it smells. I'll jump right into it. I'm gonna break down how it smells. I'm gonna break down its price points, where you can get it for cheap. Being that I am a beginner, that's probably what I'm gonna focus on. My whole collection are designer fragrances, so don't expect for me to review too many niche. I have a ton of niche samples, so I might, review some of them, but the majority of my fragrances are designer, so that's what I'll talk about.
So what's my scent of the day? My scent of today is Mason Francis Kurjan Aqua Universalis Forte, which is a great citrus fragrance. I would say it's more based on a rose. You know, for me, it starts off as a nice citrus, and then after that, dries down to a rose scent, almost similar to Le Labo's Rose 31. I like Rose 31 a little bit better, but for a masculine rose scent, I think this is definitely great. Gives me good longevity, decent projection, nice silage. So Aqua Universalis Forte is what I'm wearing today. Where does the name come from? Well, that's easy. Coach, the coach part of my name, comes from me actually being a coach. I've coached youth football for the past 7 years, 5 being at the Pot Warner level, the last 2 years being at the high school level. So that's where the coach part comes from. Rob, my name is Robert, obviously. In the 619, that's actually the area code in the city I currently live in, born and raised in, which is San Diego, California. You put all those together, Coach Rob 619. And pretty much my channel, that's what my channel was for. I started this channel back in '08, and pretty much all I did with this channel was just upload the videos of the game. So every Saturday or Sunday night, I would just upload a game for my kids that play on my team to basically just watch the videos, sharing with their parents, friends, family members, and let them, see their games or whatever. That was primarily the purpose of my YouTube channel prior to getting into fragrance reviews. Yeah, 1 year is down, and I definitely feel like I've accomplished a lot in this first year as being a YouTube reviewer. I accomplished more than I ever thought I would. I came in this just sharing my hobby with people, I didn't expect too much from it. Obviously once I joined that Fragrance Idol contest, I took this whole, reviewing thing to a new level. But with what I accomplished so far as my subscribers, as far as the friends, relationships I built, the community that I'm a part of now, I'm definitely, satisfied and happy and appreciate everything I pretty much accomplished in my first year, reviewing here on YouTube. Yeah, I would definitely say that I've had some success. 2,500 subscribers. Well, I'm not quite there yet. I'm kind of touching on that number, and to accomplish that, or close to that in my first year, that's definitely amazing to me. I didn't really know what to expect, getting into this, but when I look back in retrospect and compare myself to the veteran reviewers and see their current numbers, and some have been doing this for 3, 2, 4 years, and see where they're at. I can kind of project, based on my current numbers. If I was in the game for 3 or 4 years like them, I may have 10,000 subscribers right now if I was able to, average that 2,500 every year. So it's definitely, when I look at it like that, it's definitely mind blowing, and I'm gracious for all the support and love and everything that I've received from just doing this so far. So I mean, I'm definitely proud of that number, and I'm proud of everything that I've done, and hopefully it continues to grow and my channel grows, and my my subscribers, my supporters, they share my videos, and it just keeps growing and getting bigger. So that's pretty much what my goals are. Um, and that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to in the future. I would say the things that motivated me, I would say probably were, let me think. I think there was a void, back in the day with the older reviewers. While they all touched on great fragrances and they did a great job, I just felt that there was questions that weren't asked for me. Like, I've always been a person that, liked what the ladies liked, or was wondering what they would like. I always been a person that liked compliments. And I just felt that it wasn't a lot of people, touching on that. And I felt like, back in the day, a lot of reviewers kind of followed a trend, and I didn't see too many people going against the grain. And really, what motivated me the most to get into this game was being burnt. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, is that, when I was watching reviews, I thought I knew everything about cologne prior to watching these reviews, and when I started watching them, I've learned a lot, and people were telling me about fragrances that I've never heard of. So, and they were saying, basically how great these fragrances were. So, I started buying samples, and I started buying stuff. And when I was getting these samples and these fragrances, I was like, I couldn't believe that people were saying some of this stuff smelled great, and it just wasn't working for me. And I think that right there motivated me the most to really take a stab at this and get in the game, because I didn't want to see other people, get burnt like I got burnt. Like, taking advice from people, and then you getting these fragrances or spending your hard-earned money on them just to hate them. And that happened to me a little bit too much. So I felt that, okay, I definitely need to get in the game and kind of balance some of that out, and give some real reviews. Not saying nobody else can give real reviews, but reviews from my perspective. And I think when it comes to this fragrance thing, that's the beauty of it. Like, there's we all have different elements that we're looking for out of fragrance. We have different type of people, and what the things that I may be looking for, somebody else may not be looking for. You know what I mean? Somebody else may live a totally different lifestyle, and I felt there wasn't enough men like me representing the kind of lifestyle that I live. So I figured if it was any guys out there that did the things that I do, or are trying to impress women, or trying to impress their own girlfriend, wife, or you still kind of club traveled, or whatever you did, if you were similar to me, I think I could speak to that audience. And I think there was a lot of reviewers that were speaking to a different audience. So that was the main motivator in the beginning. And then pretty much what this made it real was Fragrance Idol. That was kind of a thought in my head that, man, I should get in the game and tell people about these fragrances that did well for me in the past, these fragrances that did well for me when I was single, and hopefully help, another guy out like that. But once Fragrance Idol came, it went from a thought into an action, and my competitive juices took over, and the rest is history. I would say Fragrance Idol. Fragrance Idol was definitely a great experience. Um, it really, like I said earlier, it went from a thought into an action, and just being a part of that and seeing all the other contestants that contributed to that Fragrance Idol and how many people were in it to win it, I guess you can say, and it was definitely a great experience. It really made me step my game up. It really made me like try to figure out about fragrances. I started, even looking into notes. And it was just crazy. Like at one point, me and my girlfriend, we were just watching videos, and the next minute, I'm actually reviewing fragrances. Having my own videos, and just for her to know that, one of my goal was to win it. You know what I'm saying? I told her I'm gonna win a contest, and just to go through that whole experience, win the contest, and just look at her face when I told her I actually won. That was priceless, and that's definitely was a highlight for me. And it was a great experience. I mean, I don't know if Mark is going to continue to do it, and but if he does, anybody that's out there that's on the fence, you should definitely think about it. You know what I mean? It was an experience. That's all I can say. It was a great experience that I cherish. Yeah, yeah, it definitely was some controversy, in the conclusion of Frank's Idol, and it was weird. It like happened overnight. The funny thing about it was, during the contest, I was getting all this love, I was getting all this support. People were liking my videos, and then at the conclusion of the contest, instant like like a 360, instant like hate. People were, name calling, people were bashing me, disliking my videos, and I didn't know what the hell happened. I mean, it was just like that overnight. And a couple people out there, they reached out to me, and they know who they are, and I definitely, respect you guys for that. I always appreciate that. And they kind of told me, you know, basically what was going on and why people just turned on me. And really, they weren't people that was in my corner in the first place. They were people that just, didn't like me for whatever reasons, didn't like me for, how they may feel I come off in my videos and my reviews, my my persona, my personality, or whatever it is. They just didn't like that. And I feel that was a way, for them to just to come out and let that be known now, come out and bash me. What it didn't really phase me. It was something that I went through and I grew from. And basically, what I think the main thing was is that in the conclusion of the contest, for those that don't know, Mark awards a fragrance, a prize, for the winner. And in the past, I knew nothing about this contest before I entered it. But in the past, I'm assuming or heard that he gave out a Creed bottle, or maybe it was GIT or any Creed. I don't know for sure, but I know he picked what he gave out. The year I joined, he chose, to change the rules, and he said, whoever wins, I'm gonna work for you. I'm gonna give you anybody you want, the bottle of dreams. If it's a bottle you can't afford, can't find, it's rare, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, to work for you and get you that bottle. So, I was like, cool, I listened, read the fine print, and I just followed the rules, and that was pretty much it. So, in the conclusion, I picked a bottle that some felt that came with a bus, which made it more expensive. That some felt that was being greedy, or that was taking advantage of Mark. I was getting over on Mark, and it was a trip because it's kind of like it ain't your money. Like you're not spending a dime on whatever prize it is that I select. You know what I mean? You didn't put in the work. You didn't win the contest. You know what I'm saying? You did nothing and lost anything. So why would you be mad at me? Like why would you? To me it was trivial. I could not believe it. Why would somebody take the time out their day to come bash me and come basically harass me and dislike my videos because I won a contest and basically followed the rules. I did nothing wrong to anybody. And there was rumors, here and there, and everybody had their opinion of, what the issue was. But, I'm a grown man, so I didn't want to, lash out at anybody or retaliate or make no videos and come at everybody. I just, said, you know what, I'm just going to forget about it. I'm just going to continue to do me. I'm going to continue to bring out my content, bring my videos, try to keep it positive. and leave it alone. And over time, the rumors they never went away. So I finally just approached Mark, and I just did this like probably 4 months ago. And I approached Mark and I was like, hey Mark, you got a problem with me? What's the deal, man? We haven't spoke, since that. And Mark, he gave me his perspective. I gave him my perspective. I mean, we wrote novels back and forth, in private messages. And it was great. That was the best move that I think I could have made. It was approaching him and hearing it from his mouth and not through he say, she say, through all these, backdoor channels. I heard it directly from his mouth. And it pretty much was just a misunderstanding at the end of the day. It's water under the bridge now, man. Me and Mark are cool. He supports me. I support him. And the funny thing is, everybody was saying I got over on him. Everybody was saying, oh, I was greedy and whatever. And Mark told me, he was like, man, to be honest with you, I put aside $800 for this contest prior to the contest. I put aside $800 because I figured somebody was going to, get a zero job or get something extremely expensive. So, I mean, in reality, I saved Mark 50%. You know what I'm saying? My bottle was $400, so I saved him $400. You know what I mean? If he was planning on spending $800, and that was my goal. I wasn't trying to get over on him. I wasn't trying to, hit him in the pockets. And if I were, I would have just got the most expensive, fragrance I could find. I would have got me a Clive Christian or just something, a zero job that I knew nothing about. And if you guys that's been following me, my taste. You seen what I got. I mean, you could assume, yep, Rob, he's gonna like that fragrance based on everything else he said he liked. So it wasn't like I was trying to get some fragrance I wouldn't like. I just was getting it because it was expensive. But so Mark aside, everybody else was just mad because it was too expensive, which I also find funny because them the same guys that be talking about niche and how great niche is and how great the bottle presentation is, but yet when it came to me selecting a niche bottle and getting that great presentation, I was supposed to cheat myself. And I didn't get that. Like, why would I cheat myself? You know what I'm saying? Just to make you whoever happy. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny, and it's like, how much do I cheat myself? Why get a 100 ml bottle when I can get a 50 ml bottle? Why get a 50 ml bottle when I can get a tester? Like, how far do you go? You know what I mean? But anyway, that was the controversy. That's what happened. Like I said, it's water under the bridge. Me and Mark is cool, and I really haven't dealt with any controversy, since then. I mean, besides the fresco, but I ain't gonna get into that. But since then, it's been all love, all support. It's been all good. So that was just something that definitely happened in this year, and it's in the past now. I think what contributed to that was just me being consistent. I mean, what I've learned about, being a reviewer, and I don't really consider myself a reviewer. I consider myself more like a consultant. And like I said in the past, I look at this camera and I imagine that I'm talking to a friend across the table. I don't come on here and try to be this salesman or this guy that's holier than thou, or I'm bigger than you guys or better than the person that's listening. I just assume that I'm talking to a friend and I'm just giving you some information that I feel will help you out. Pretty much coaching. I mean, essentially I'm a coach on here, and I'm just trying to give you guys some knowledge, some things that helped me out, or gave me some type of experience, or gave me gave me some type of success with fragrances, and I'm just sharing it with my friends. That's how I look at it. I think a reviewer is more of a person who just states just the facts. Here goes the box. It costs this much. It's 50 mils. It has these notes in it. There you go. That's more of a reviewer, to where I think anybody can do that. But I try to put my personality in my reviews, and I try to just speak to people like they're my friends, because that's what I consider anybody that take out the time to watch me and support me. I think that's an aspect that people can see in my videos. I think you can see the realness in me. Not saying nobody else is real or everybody else is fake, but I'm just saying I think people can see that I'm genuine, and I'm not on here being nothing I'm not. I'm just being me, and that's it. Either you love it or leave it. And I think that that's contributed to the growth of my channel. But I think the main factors is my consistency, my content, and that I go against the grain. I don't follow no trends. I think people, they love to see originality and creativity, and I think I bring all those to my channel, because what I learned is that anybody can subscribe to you, but it takes a lot to keep that person from unsubscribing, because they can unsubscribe just as quick as they subscribe. And in business, like I mentioned before, I am a business owner. It's like, you can get a person to, purchase your product one time or purchase your service one time, but the key is making that person, a repetitive customer that's going to keep coming back. And I think, um, for me, it's that consistency. Keep putting that content out, putting that content out, putting that content out, giving a person something to where they log into YouTube and they feed, they're gonna see, okay, here goes some uploads from Coach Rob and my other favorite reviewers that I know that's gonna consistently be there. I think that's one of the main factors. And for me, it was just listening to my audience, just listening to the people that subscribed to me and gave me suggestions, and not be like, oh, I'm too big to listen to your suggestions. I'm Coach Rob. I know what the hell I'm doing. I never was like that, man. One guy, I don't even know if he was a subscriber. He sent me a private message. He was like, hey, Coach Rob, I love your channel. I love your content. He was like, that's your strength, man. Your strength is your content. But, there's always a but. He said, your mic is garbage, man. You always clipping. You got static. And if any of you guys that have been following me from day one, or if you see my old reviews, you know that. Like, my mic was terrible. It always, if I talked too loud, it would, crackle. And it was just awful. My lighting was shitty. My background, my camera. I bought the camera for $15 off of Craigslist. This was the first time I've ever even shot a video, was during the, this contest and stuff. So I bought a $15 camera off of Craigslist. It had a crappy mic on it. I didn't have any lighting. Everything was just bad. So if you look at my videos today and you look at my videos then, you're going to see a tremendous, difference. And that was just listening to my audience. That was just listening to people telling me, Rob, hey, get a new camera. You know what I mean? Get a new mic. Get some lighting, like do something, and that would take your channel to the next level. And some of my ideas, people like the contest that I just currently threw about to give away 100 meals for free. That wasn't my idea. That was a subscriber's idea. So me just listening to the people that supporting me, is really what I feel contributed to, my channel continuously growing. You know what I mean? I hope it continues to grow in the future. The advice I would give, I pretty much touched on, but number one is be consistent. Don't come into this game thinking that you're going to put out 5 videos and everybody's going to love you. You're going to have this huge subscription base and you're going to get a ton of views of your videos. It's just not going to happen. You need to come in this saying that I'm going to make, 150, 200 videos. And by that time, if you have good content, that you'll get to that point of some of the veteran reviewers, at least my belief. But you got to know what your goals are, when you come in here. But to sum it up, I would say be consistent, have great content, and it's gonna sound cliche, but be original. Be unique, be you. Like if you watch my very first review, I came in this game doing something, a review on a fragrance that nobody has talked about. That was me trying to come in and set myself apart, because really, like, I think what happens, most of us, we watch these reviewers. There's guys out there like you are watching me right now who probably are gonna start reviewing in the future, but your collection is consumed of fragrances that I've already reviewed, that Mark reviewed, that Dan reviewed, that Drake Doc reviewed, that Gentleman's Corner reviewed. Like, your collection is full of these fragrances that people reviewed. So when you get in the game, you're reviewing this same stuff that we've already talked about. You see what I'm saying? So what's going to make me, as a viewer, what's going to make me stop watching Coach Rob or Gentleman's Corner or Lionel Woods and watch your video when all you're doing is reviewing the same thing they've already reviewed, and you're saying the same things they've already said? You see what I'm saying? So my advice to you is, for you guys that want to come in this game and be a reviewer and be successful at it, be original. This is where you start at. Look at everybody around you. Look at all the people you consider big or your favorite reviewers, and figure out what they haven't done yet and start there. That, to me, that's what I did. I looked around. I said, what are the people not talking about that I feel I have knowledge about? And what fragrances haven't been talked about that I feel are great? Because I was looking at my collection back in the day, and people didn't talk about like fragrances like, Lacoste Red or Romance, or, there was fragrances that I just have, very sexy, that I just didn't see people talk about in like my first review, Tattoo, and stuff like that. So come in the game being unique and original. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in the game being a copycat or following a trend. Be you, and I think whoever you are, you will have success. Last question. How do I feel about the fragrance community today? And a couple of people have touched on this question. And to me, I think it's better than ever. I mean, to get right to it, I think it's more diverse than it used to be. And today, I see people not scared to venture out and give their own opinions. I think, in the past, when I first started watching videos, it seemed like everybody followed the same trend. It's like one guy would review something and say he likes it, and then the next guy would be like, they just would agree with his assessment. Like, oh yeah, I like that too. And then the third guy, oh yeah, both of you guys are right. I like that too. And then the fourth guy, you three guys are right. I also love that fragrance. And that's what it kind of seemed like. It was more like a, a buddies club or something. And everybody like kind of just told us that they all like this fragrance. I didn't really see too much, individuality as far as venturing out and just doing something that nobody talked about, or just going against the grain, just saying, man, all you guys love it but I absolutely hate it. And I see that more now. I see that with the fragrance bros. You definitely gonna see that through me. And I just see people just coming out, like my boy Rizzo, Gentleman Corner. He's doing stuff I never heard of. And then you got people like the Bottom Note, regardless of how you may feel about him. He came in the game, and regardless if you like him or not, you can't deny, man, he changed the game as far as his creativity, his skits, like his production quality, just took it to another level. Some people say my production quality is, above, the standard. And if you watch one of my reviews, I said in the review that I hate editing videos. I didn't even know how to edit. I learned all this in the process of this year, for you guys, because I'm the kind of person that, like, I try to put my all in everything that I do. And if I can be better, I'm going to try to get better. I'm not going to just, sit on just doing a review because you guys are accepting my minimal effort, that I'm just going to keep doing the minimal effort. I'm going to try to figure out, okay, they like what I'm doing now, but let me do something that they're going to love. And then when I do that, let me do something that's going to blow them away again. So that's what I'm continuing to do. I'm not, buying these lights and cameras and all this stuff, these effects to try to, look better than, the other reviewers. I'm just doing it because I'm in competition with myself, and I'm doing it because I feel if you spend the time to come to my channel, I should spend the time to invest into my channel to give you something better than average. That's what I feel, and I think a lot of, reviewers today are doing that. I mean, I think I was one of the first to have an intro in this video, and now everywhere I look, there's somebody else got a new intro. Somebody got a better camera. Somebody got, what I'm saying, they're doing a underrated fragrance. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the game and the community is definitely growing, definitely getting bigger. We got people from all walks of the world, all talking about this love and this passion, for fragrances. We got the Facebook groups, base notes. I mean, it's expanding, and I think it's better now than it's ever been. And if you ask me a year from now, I'm gonna say it's better, in the future than it was today. So I think it's getting better, and I think the standard I set as far as my reviews, as far as my channel and Bottom Note and Mark and all these people, the guys that's coming after us, you got to blow us out the water now. You got to come out and do better than what we're doing. And if that trend continues, I think the fragrance community can get as big as some of these other communities, here on YouTube. Because I don't just watch fragrance videos. I watch even, bodybuilding channels. And there's several bodybuilding channels, and they have like 200,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. They got videos that get like 500,000 views, regularly 50,000 views. And even our biggest, fragrance, like Mark, basically, even he don't get those kind of numbers. He got about 12,000 subscribers, which is nothing to, to say, to sneeze at. I'm hoping I'll get there one day, but these other communities are just way bigger than us. So I'm hoping one day that's where this community grows, and that's what I'm trying to do my part and can put my little contribution in to hopefully that we can grow that big. So I think it's better now than it was, and I think in the future it'll be better than it is today. That's my opinion on it. But I'm gonna finish up this review or this interview. I hope you guys like it, and as always, depending on what the ladies say determines what I spray. Peace.